Hi everyone, this is Anto Chávez with Be Latina. This time we're going to be talking to Scarub, who's a rapper, producer, performer, and he was just featured in Las Cafeteras' song Long Time Coming, which is a very politically charged song and video. So we'll be delving into some of the issues that the song talks about and the visuals as well, and just his background, his career, and his motivation to do what he does every day. So let's get started. He should be on very soon. Hey, how are you?
Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
I think I can hear you.
You
Well,
hear me?
can you hear me? Yeah.
I can. Yeah. I'm just setting up the camera. My first time live. Here we go. Instagram.
Yay. Thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah. So let's jump right in. Um, who are you and what do you do? Let's get started with an intro for everyone.
Um, my name is Scarub. I'm from Los Angeles, California. I'm a hip hop artist. Um, I rap. I produce. Um, I've been around for quite some time. I'm part of a larger group called Living Legends that is more established out in the Bay Area, but I'm born and raised in Los Angeles. So here I am, yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask because, a lot of your songs, but especially Long Time Coming is it has a very specific lyrics, right? We're referring to current times and also just the history of the US and what's been happening for decades and centuries. So how does your identity and maybe your personal experiences kind of motivate or maybe influence the lyrics of your music?
Hmm. Um, well, I'm a citizen. I'm a U.S. citizen. My parents are immigrants. My mother was born in Panama, but her side of the family are all Colombians. So all my cousins were all Colombians.
Hmm.
You know, and the reason why she was born in Panama is because my grandparents were working on the canal.
Yeah.
My father's side is also from South America, from Guyana, Guyanese. So, that's the Brazil, Venezuela, Suriname, and such. So I'm first generation born here. And so politically, the lyrics, it's like, me being born here is like my grandparents and great grandparents, like dream come true. You're in America now. You're an American. It's what they work towards. My parents came in and they were raised in the country. So I think my perspective of my lyrics come from someone who is been established here, but also knows what it's like on the other side of that border. I have cousins who, only have one pair of shoes or one pair of pants, or the bathroom is outside or the roads are unpaved. So it's like it's how should I say? It's kind of like balancing,
Yeah.
dealing with what you know LA problems, or LA are just problems or struggles out here with the government, with society, with gangs, and then me turning around and being like, what are you all fighting for? Like, on the other side, they don't even have this. What are you tripping on? But at the same time, we need to move forward and progress for all. So that's where it is.
Yeah.
Question.
Yeah. 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 And I think, one of the main things, the important things to move forward is the ways in which the arts and music and culture kind of pushes people forward. So
Yeah.
I would love to know, what role do you think Black and Latinx artists play, especially this year that's an election year?
Hmm. Well, what role do we play? I think during election years, we are focused on a little bit more, and maybe in um, politics eyes, they're so they want our vote, they want our attention, they want to be able to say that they are down with us. So I think art, Black and Latino or Afro Latino, this is around the time when things are a bit more magnified. I wish it was like this all year round, you know, or all the terms, but this is a opportunity to within this period of time that seems to, you know, come together and then close, to try to get as much information in as possible and figure out a way on how to stand firm in our position in this country so that opportunity doesn't close and it stays open and that flows, you know, throughout, you know, political terms or whatever, just, you know, breaking open more. You know, I think we add a lot of interesting spice, flavor, style, you know. We're hardly heard. I think that we're exploited, but then when you're hungry or you want to dance to something, then it's like, oh, I need something with spice and style. And I would love to see us be represented more on the art scene, you know, food-wise, music-wise, visual arts, all of the above. Yeah.
Yeah. And one of those contributions has been the song "Long Time Coming," which just came out, in which you were featured. So,
Yes.
what do you think was the inspiration behind your lyrics for that? Because I think it's very contemporary, to say the least.
Well, my good friend, Hector Flores, reached out to me and said, "Hey, I really, I want to do a song. I've got this track. Whatever you comes to mind, you know, go for it." And I've known him for many years now. I've known him for at least, you know, maybe at least 7 years, or more, maybe like 8 or 9 years now. So we've always been talking about doing something. You know, we're part of a soccer group, Futbolistas. So we're on the field, we're playing soccer all the time. But so when this song came about, I was anxious. I was looking forward to working with him, period. And I was happy that we weren't just making a song, but it was for a purpose. So, you know, it was a little pressure in that sense of like, okay, what am I going to say? I only have X amount of time within a verse. And how can I tell my truth in it? You know, and coming from a, you know, being Black, Latino, Afro-Latino perspective, you know, we can talk about the slave ships. We can talk about being, you know, detained and such. And how do you mix that all in and make it rhyme and everything too? So that's what I did.
Yeah, and I think the video is an interesting contrast to the song and the lyrics, because it kind of has a celebratory vibe to it, transmits like an optimistic feeling. So could you speak a little bit more to that? What was the concept behind the video itself?
Well, you know, I really didn't have a part in putting the video together. They gave me the concept, they gave me the visualization of it, and I okay, I can relate, and I ran with it. So, you know, not until I stepped into onto the scene of the video did I really see what was going on with the colors and intentions and such. And I loved it. It was beautiful. So, you know, I didn't really have a hand in that part other than what I was told, you know, or what to wear.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. So ultimately, what do you want people to get from the song, at least your part of the song? What do you want everyone who's listening, voter or not, to get from it?
Well, what I intend for them to get, what I hope that they get, is that a bit of things, like a bit of history as to where we started. I want to highlight that we were people, we are people, we were people before, you know, before all of this. And I also wanted to open up or make people realize that, yeah, changes to come. We've been waiting for it, but it's not something like we wait for it to come. It's an opportunity that we also need to take. You know, it's not going to fall in. It should not. necessarily, we shouldn't expect it to fall in our lap, but as it's coming, we need to manipulate it so that it works for the betterment. And also, I think a big fear is with our oppressors is they have this huge fear that we are going to do to them what they are doing or have done to us. And so they must hold on, otherwise the roles reverse and then they'll be in this but it's also saying that, hey, we're not you. And we're not moving forward. And if more power is in our hands, change will come. And it doesn't mean that now it's your turn to be oppressed, but you will be accountable. There is accountability in this,
Yeah. And so in terms of the election year and voting, I know there's so much more, volunteering and organizing to do that should happen every year. But in terms of the election itself, what do you think is at stake and why should marginalized communities in general get involved?
Well, for one, I think marginalized communities should get involved because I think that we are brought up with the idea that we're like guests to be here. Like, oh, don't make too much noise. We're here, so just be happy. But not realize that no, you're here now. Now make it happen. Make the change happen. The only people who are, I'm saying, we're guests in the land that was stolen, that was taken. And if we're abiding by what the law says, everyone has a chance and opportunity to make this change. So if that answers your question, I think that maybe to wake up out of that sleepiness or that misunderstanding that, now that you're here, don't throw any stones or don't make too much noise. No, we're here.
Yeah, that's really powerful. I think, everybody watching this video should just send it to their friends and family because many people do have that mentality. And I think it's hard to, when you're a recent immigrant or even if you're a first generation, the way in which you're treated also kind of influences how you feel in the land. And that's why people don't feel they have, a chance to get their voices heard. But I think that's really good advice. And thank you so much for joining us today. I think my last question would be, are there any projects upcoming projects that you would love to talk about right now?
It's not as political, but I just released a song with some partners of mine. We have a group called the Gypsies, the Three Melancholy Gypsies. And we just released a song called The Three today. So, check out my Instagram or, merge by and just check out our song. But the track out of Las Cafeteras is like, that's what I want, people to listen to and really take heed to as well.
All right, awesome. And what was the name of the song again?
The Three.
The other one that just came out?
The Three. The THE3.
Okay.
The Three.
Okay, cool. So everybody go check it out. Check out Long Time Coming by Las Cafeteras and with Scarub and follow him. So thanks so much for joining us. It was a really cool conversation and I think important to have right now and always.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.